How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Transport Fever 2. I certainly hope you are having a good one because I'm excited to be back. I am excited to be back. Things are going relatively well with the old transport company at the moment, but they could be going better. They definitely could be going better. We're not really making as much money as I would like to be making, although we are making money. The problem is we keep having this sort of thing happen where we have a couple of really profitable years, and then this was almost double expenses, which was probably partly on vehicles. And you have profits and expenses, profits, expenses. It's a roller coaster. The income that we have is not consistent enough, and I would like it to be. Now, there's a couple of ways that we can potentially solve that. We could increase the number of vehicles on any of the given lines, which in truth is very tempting. It is very, very tempting to go and say that the Sandy meat production line could have its frequency come down quite considerably. It would maybe not be a terrible idea to do that, but it's a pretty big investment. And we have to keep in mind, there are vehicles that are going to need replaced sooner or later. If we have a look here, I mean, they're only 4 years old, but the condition on a lot of them is very bad or bad. So as their condition gets worse, they are going to perform worse, which is then going to mean less money. So that is a lot of things that we need to juggle. We also need to consider the idea of setting up some new lines. I talked in the last episode about setting up a production line for goods down here, where we could start moving goods down into Huntington, and we could also maybe start moving food down into the likes of New Haven, which wouldn't be a terrible idea, since, you know, it's a little bit further away than Bradford, but it might not be a terrible idea to do that. So that's another option. Something we can also do is something that I have done, is build these new roads like this one, which will allow us to decrease the frequency, increase the rate at which they make deliveries. So a lower frequency it's a good thing. The point being, this makes that journey a little bit shorter. They don't have to go the whole way down around here. Now that's something we could do in a few places, potentially. You know, we've seen before that with $2.5 million, we saw it right in the first episode of the series, $2.5 million would let me bring a tunnel from here straight to Tadcaster. Did I call it Tadlington at one point? I called that I did, didn't I? What? I did call that Tadlington in the last episode, didn't I? I absolutely did. I'm not 100% sure why. Tadlington, huh? All right, well, Tadcaster. Weird. All right, well, we have that. We could do a tunnel. It's just very expensive to do that. So essentially, yeah, we need to figure out another source of income. And something I'm thinking we can do is have a look into tools production. I think it might be kind of beneficial because we have a forest here. We have a sawmill here. We have a tools factory here, and then we have St. Blazeit, which wants tools. It seems like a pretty straightforward way to do things, so it seems like that might be worth doing. What we could also potentially do is connect this road here to that road and get this quarry, bring in materials over here, and then we can bring construction materials to Ashton under Line and back to St. Blazeit. So this might be a good little space to focus on as well, meaning we're going to have some business going on in the, what I'm going to consider the northwest corner of the map, and then business right down here along the southern edge of the map as well. Might not be a bad idea. And we have a little bit of money right now, so I'm going to pause, and I think we're going to go ahead with this. Now, what we're going to need to do is be very, very good with some roads here. We're going to need to be very, very careful with some roads here because we don't want to go too crazy with elevations. because that's just going to cost us more money. So we want to kind of follow the terrain as best we can. That's a pretty good looking curve. I think there is an overlay for the topography, the contour lines. Yeah. So we kind of want to go this way. And we're basically going to want to go straight up over that. So something like this. It's going to be a little bit expensive, but that's kind of okay. I'm just wanting to do something that's, you know, as cost efficient as it can possibly be. So, you know, it's going to go uphill. It's going to be a little bit steep in places. That's just gonna be the way of it. It's something I'm not really gonna try and avoid because, frankly, I don't have the money to try and avoid it. So we're not really gonna stress too much about it. But that looks okay. Relatively flat land around here. And we are actually gonna head that way instead. So we'll grab this guy and we'll just go for a nice gentle curve that way. And a nice gentle curve sort of that way. And we're basically going to run it straight across there. So straight that way. We'll keep it relatively short in terms of the segments that we're doing so that it's, you know, doesn't cost way too much money. And we run it to about there and to about, say, there. And that'll be fine. So that is a pretty lengthy bit of road. And especially since this guy now needs to go all the way over through St. Blaise down to there, we spent a lot of money doing that. And to be fair, we have to connect these guys up as well, because I am going to try and do that. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and turn those contour lines back on. And let's just go ahead and do this now, so that we're not going to be kind of sitting around waiting to connect these roads later. It might mean that I can't do the actual lines yet, and I can't get the actual stations in here, but at least we'd have the infrastructure in terms of roads. And the other thing is that that's not contour lines, that's contour lines. The other thing, I suppose, is doing things this way means that, especially with like a nice straight road like this, turning this into a highway later on, I think is going to be so useful. So that's going to be kind of a cool thing. But what I do want to do is go to this side, bring this guy out a bit, and we're going to just sort of curve it so it's angled around that forest just a teeny tiny little bit. And that looks like it'll line up pretty well. So you're going to come straight through to about there. And I want to try and connect these in the least annoying looking way possible. So bring you to about there. And then a little curve. Just like that. That looks pretty good to me. That's a really, really nice straight road going straight through there. We can make construction materials. And actually, the construction materials one, a construction materials line would probably be so much cheaper, to be honest, right? Because we would just run it from here to there and back. So it's going to run empty half of the way back, which I'm not a huge fan of. So half of the way, I don't like doing that. But Shields also wants construction materials. So that's actually 2 towns that could benefit from that. We would have to run a road through here, I think, because going out and around would be too much. But that, I think, would be kind of beneficial. So let's get ourselves another road depot. And I'm not thinking we're going to set this all up. Well, we're not going to get the vehicles right away, but we can certainly set up the lines right away. Well, potentially. So put that guy, say, there. And in terms of all of this, I mean, I think we're going to do the construction materials one first. So the truck unload stop can go about there. And essentially what we need to do is get one of these guys. We don't want platforms on, Lord, I don't know what side we don't want platforms on. Left, as per usual, I guess. Platform length is that, and it's very expensive. So, yeah, we ain't gonna be doing that right now. But that's okay. That is okay. Also, looking down at the skybox is really weird. That is fine. I'm not really too stressed about it. We can get this all eventually, and I think it'll be profitable. I think, well, it'll be profitable eventually. I'm still going to commit to this not taking a loan thing, though. If I took a loan right now, I'd... Am I strong enough? Am I strong enough to not take a loan right now? Especially building these guys, because building this is only going to serve to, oh, what way do I want to do this? So hold on a minute. St. Blaise it. Wait, these 3 towns want construction materials. Oh. Oh boy. Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting. That's a lot of potential money, is what that is. That is a lot of potential money. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy right at the end of this road, because I think that's going to be a good place for it. I wouldn't usually put it there, but it means I can expand it really nicely if I need to, which we might. So we have that. We want to drop these materials over here, and I'm going to put this guy on this side of this road as well. I'm going to let the game run for a second so I can hopefully get a little bit of money and then build this right about there. So that'll be fine. And then basically what we'll do, we can run the game and just say new line, go from there to there. And I think we can probably get away with running this relatively empty for half of it, because we're going to be running all of them 50% empty, right? So it's going to be, you know, you take stone to there and then go back and pick up more stone. You take construction materials from here to there, and then from there to there, and from there to there. So yeah, they are going to be running half empty, which I'm not thrilled about, but that's just going to be the way of it. So road cargo, this is going to be, I guess, St. Blaise, St. Blaise it, stone. I guess St. Blaise it, brick production is what we'll call it. Even if that's a bit of a lie. And I think that's okay. And then essentially what we do is set up another line that goes from here to there. And we can I do this? Hello? There we go. So that's going to be road cargo, and it's Ashton brick delivery. It's construction materials is what it's called, but I'm just going to go with bricks because the icon's a brick. It's much easier to remember it that way. So we have that going. And I guess what I need to do, because there's 3 different locations for this. So if I go and configure you, and I say do that, 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 and that, all I then need to do is go in here, grab a truck unload stop, throw a truck unload stop there, which is like 1,200, and throw a truck unload stop there, right? And that's basically the lines set up as far as stops go. So we add another one here, and we have it delivered to St. Blaise it. So that's going to be road cargo, St. Blaise it, brick delivery, and that's okay. And then we're also going to do from here, new line, or sorry, from here, going like this, and it's going to run up to South Shields. So road cargo, South Shields brick delivery. And that way we have all of this set up. That's a lot of traffic, and the Shields line is going to be quite slow, as to be honest is the St. Blaise it line, but that's okay. That is fine. This will eventually be kind of profitable. St. Blaise it will eventually have tools production going on as well, which is kind of what we came down here to do originally anyway. So that's fine. That's okay. It's I'm kind of excited to get this going, to be honest. I'm actually kind of excited to get this going because I'm hoping it's going to be a bit of a turning point for the company. I'm going to start referring to it as a company. It's obnoxious, but it is what it is. And that's not me saying that's not me saying the phrase "it is what it is." That's me saying it is what the thing is. You know what? It doesn't matter. Let's buy some vehicles. So what have we got? We've got 4 lines here. So bricks, yeah, we got 4. So I'm going to buy 4 of these guys. I'm going to put 1 on each line just for now. So this first one is going to be that dark green going on that line. This second one is going to be that color going on that line. This one is going to be that nice dark blue going on the shields line. And you are going to be that kind of brownish color going on the brown line. So having all that done means that production will actually begin down here, which is fantastic. And I imagine production down here is going to be quite something. I really do. I imagine it's going to be quite the sight. And I'm thinking, honestly, we probably want to try and get more vehicles in that line right away. Wait, no, not that one. The production one. So manage vehicles, duplicate. Yes. Can I duplicate again? No. Okay, I can duplicate now though. No, really? How much do I need to duplicate these guys? Really? 43,000 isn't enough? How much are they? They're like 20 something thousand. There we go. All right, so that'll be a few more of them, which is going to mean that stone will start getting moved out a bit more. It would be nice if this production was better in the sense of being more efficient, because I think that exists. I think there's a better way to make construction material. I'm not actually 100% sure, but yeah, up here. So if I was to bring slag or sand, I can get 2 units of construction material. So slag and sand. If I bring oil sand here, I'll get fuel and sand, and that's pretty good. And oil sand, I mean, where do we not have any nearby? It doesn't look like it. That's unfortunate. That is a little bit unfortunate, isn't it? If we bring some iron ore and some coal to here, we'll get some slag, which we have got some iron, we have got some coal relatively nearby, so that could be kind of good. That probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. And then we would, well, potentially be able to turn that into machines there if we could get some planks up this way, which, looking at it, I'm not so sure we can, but, well, we'll see how that ends up going. Looking down here, though, where am I? I'm at the wrong part of the map. I need to be over here, I think. Yep, there's good old St. Blaze it. So this place is actually filling up really quickly, which is good. It means that we can eventually throw more vehicles onto that. All of these guys are going to be running at a loss for a pretty long time, especially this one going up to South Shields, but that's okay. I'm not really stressed about it because I'm confident that eventually it might turn a profit. Looking at the lines though, man, that's rough. That's rough. Wait, 40? Oh, it's of course it's 48 minutes. It's one vehicle. I was about to lose it. 48 minutes? What do you mean? But no, that makes perfect sense. It's rough though, seeing all that loss. Really makes me want to take a loan. I think I'm gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to take the loan. I'm gonna just take $1 million though, because I don't want to sit here and just waffle through an episode. Well, I don't want to repay either. No, borrow all of that. I don't want to sit here and just waffle through an episode and try and fill time while I mean, I could obviously just sit and wait and cut, right? But alternatively, I could just keep playing the friggin' game, right? So that's kind of what I want to do. So let's bring this guy. There's 20 vehicles. I'm going to duplicate. We're going to increase the meat production is what we're going to do, because I want these all to be just so much more frequent. So 57 seconds is pretty good. Now I want Brightling Sea food delivery to be about the same. So if I go here and I say manage vehicles, we have 20. Give me 10 of them. Actually, give me 5 of them, which brings it down to 102. Duplicate again. What does that bring it down to? 85? Duplicate again. What does that bring it down to? That's 73. That'll do. So 35 vehicles. That's okay. Then when it comes to the Tadcaster food delivery, we could... Oh my god, all my money's gone. Oh, I forgot that it does that very quickly. Okay, well, that's fine. We have all those new vehicles going out. They will eventually make money, I'm sure. Man, I might just take the whole 5 million, build that tunnel, and be done with it. Might not be a bad idea. It really might not be a bad idea, especially if we could replace some of the worse for wear vehicles as well. Good lord. Also, actually, yeah, I'm a weak man. I'm borrowing another million, because here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna come down here. We're gonna get these set up properly. Is what we're gonna do. So, pin you, manage you, duplicate, and 1, 2, duplicate. Then duplicate all of them. It's a lot of money. There's a lot of money, but I think we need to. So that brings the frequency down to 92 seconds, which is fantastic. On the Ashton line, it's 23 minutes. So what I'm thinking we do for the Ashton line is we duplicate and bring it down to 11. We duplicate again, bringing it down to 6. And I think we duplicate again, bringing it down to about 3, which is, so that's pretty good. What if I just threw 2 more vehicles on there? 137. That's not bad. Those are close enough that I'm comfortable with it. Now, this guy, I mean, let's be honest, we'll duplicate once to bring it off of 48 minutes. We'll duplicate again to bring it down to about 12. Not ideal, but it's better than 48 minutes, you know? We might turn some kind of profit on these lines with a 12-minute frequency. I doubt it, but it's possible. I'm also thinking the Bradford line, honestly, what, 15 vehicles? Let's add another 5 to that. So duplicate those, brings it down to 116. So that's good. That's hopefully going to start, you know, turning up more consistent profits. I mean, we'll find out is what we'll do, but I'm hoping that's what ends up happening here. It's a really good number of vehicles moving about. It's slightly intimidating to look at, I'm not gonna lie. Just a lot of horses. Those roads would stink, let me tell you. Those roads would just be, oosh. Would not want to be at the back of that convoy. Seriously, oosh. That's a rough place to be. That's rough. You wouldn't want to be there. Good news though is that these guys are all starting to move out, so that's fine. We have that going for us. We do obviously have all these guys coming up here as well. Now that's probably going to cause a bit of a traffic jam, which I'm not thrilled about, but I'm also not too bothered by, because eventually they will all sort of fan out a little bit and everything will be okay. So we don't really need to stress about this. I'm also wondering, can I put in like this guy? Is that a thing we can do here? So we have like a turning lane on this this dirt country road. That is a thing we can do? We actually have a turning lane. That's great. That's fantastic that exists. I love it. Okay, well, that makes some weird turning going on. But whatever. I'm not gonna judge. I couldn't do any better myself, so not really my place to judge. What are you guys doing? Where are you all heading to? So your Sandy meat production, your Bradford food delivery. Do we have anything for Bradford? We do not. Okay, so Bradford is potentially going to suffer again, which is great. Meat production. Honestly, it'd be nice if it was better. It really would. It'd be really, really nice if it was better. Because it's just, it's good, but it could be a lot better. I feel like half the vehicles are still running empty, even now, and that's annoying. Very, very annoying. But we do at least have a little bit of food going into the Bradford line there. I'm slightly concerned that there's nothing waiting for Tadcaster, and that Bradford only has 3. Because we do have vehicles that are going to be coming up here shortly going to the Bradford line. Such as this one. This guy is going to be trying to pick up food, and he's not really going to be able to. There's also a lot of vehicles waiting to get through here as well, so that's great. Probably should have set this up a little differently, but not going to stress too much about it. Where are you going? Brightlingsea? Okay. You're going to Bradford. You're going to Brightlingsea. That's a lot of vehicles. That's a lot of vehicles. All right. Not really confident that the Bradford line is going to make too much money off of all of this, considering that there's absolutely nothing there for them right now. And I'm also somewhat aware that we really probably do need to make it easier to get in here. So we might want multiple entrances to that at some point. I'm not going to do it right now, but definitely at some point. I'm also realizing that I've totally forgotten to add more stagecoaches, and there's currently, what, 44 people waiting to get on a stagecoach, which can carry 4 people? Yeah, we might need a few more stagecoaches in Bradford, is what we might need. We're also shockingly, alarmingly low on food over here. But I do think that is probably just a side effect of the fact that we have increased the number of vehicles that are coming in to pick up food, and not all of them on the main food production line have had a chance to make a full circuit yet. So I don't think it's the end of the world. I think it's just going to be a little bit rough. Now, having a look at the chart. That's terrifying to look at, isn't it? That is so much money. So we spent 1.32 million, 1.54, 1.79. We're making money this year though, so we have that going for us. I don't like charts. I don't like charts. Looking at them just gives me anxiety. It's just, here's how much money you're wasting or losing or spending. It's never pleasant to look at a chart, but it's necessary. We've got to stay on top of this stuff. Speaking of staying on top of things, I want to see how things are going down here. So what are we looking at? We do actually have some production. This actually needs, hold on. Hold on. What are you? Ashton. Oh. Are we not producing enough? How many vehicles are on the Ashton line? It's like, what, 10? 10. What about the brick production one? 20. Interesting. There are some vehicles coming. Ah, there we go. So there's brick production kicking off a little bit. We're actually going to need another terminal here. Thinking about it. Because we want one dedicated to incoming. And then we want everything else kind of splitting off. So let's extend these a little bit. And street access here, maybe? I don't know how good of an idea that necessarily is. But I can't imagine it would hurt. I can't do it there, unfortunately, but I can there. So I'm going to see how that goes. I don't know if it's going to be useful, but I'm curious. Then in terms of terminals, we'll move the Ashton one to Terminal 4. We'll have a look at the line. And so, yeah, it comes in there, which is certainly better than it otherwise would be. So that'll certainly help it to not block up this entrance too much. And that'll let these guys come in and make deliveries, which means we can start to see bricks get moved out to Ashton and to Shields and to St. Blazeit. So that's good. That is fantastic. I think the next thing we're going to have to do is come into about here and start putting in a new road. So let me come off of about there. We're just going to go at a bit of a right angle. And we're going to see about just following those contour lines again. So we want to go kind of that way. We want to go sort of straight up a little bit. These aren't contour lines. Those are contour lines. We want to continue going that way. And we kind of want to start heading... do we want to go to the right or left of this little forest? Probably to the right. I think that'll save me a little bit more money and journey time as well. So we'll go to there. We'll continue sort of in a nice straight line to about that spot. We can kind of continue in that nice straight line and continue again in that nice straight line. And then start curving around the forest a little bit. And I think we'll start bringing this guy out so that it can come out to meet it. So you go to about there and we'll curve slightly. Bring you in a nice straight line there. And I think these will sort of line up. If I did that, it's $112,000. I don't think I want to spend $112,000 in this road. I think I can get away with doing it a lot cheaper. I'm gonna be honest. I think just doing it in little segments is gonna make it so much cheaper. So bring that up to about there. Bring you up to about there, and then that bit is 9,000. That's perfect. So that right there is going to cut the journey time quite a bit for good old South Shields right there. And that's going to be good. That's what we need. We need to be cutting it down. We also maybe need to add more vehicles to the brick production line. So let me go ahead and select 10 of them. And we will duplicate those to bring this line up to 30 vehicles. And I'm also going to configure this guy to have a bit of a longer terminal right there, so we don't necessarily fill it and start losing some of the stone that we have. And that'll be good as well. So we have these guys coming out to add on to that line, which should mean that brick production goes very, very well. We are probably going to want to expand these terminals as well. We don't need to expand that one because that's just the deliveries terminal. So no worries on that. We'll just expand those so it doesn't get overwhelmed. And the good news is, you know, looking at the chart, yeah, we lost money, but you know, we still made over 1.47 million. So I think we're starting to see profits come in pretty comfortably. Like meat production is kind of nuts right now. So I think we're okay. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think this production line down here, despite the fact that not a lot of it's making money, and actually Tadcaster is making nothing right now, which is upsetting. Because I like the Tadcaster line. I like Tadcaster. It's a good name. Oh, this will probably help now that we actually have, you know, a good amount of food waiting around to be delivered. So that's good. That means Tadcaster is hopefully going to start to actually see some money come in. But I really would. It's so tempting to just build a road that goes like over or through that mountain. But I do think we might be at the point where we, and I'm gonna say this with a bit of hesitation. I don't think we need to take another loan. I think a little bit of patience, and we're gonna see these profits just sort of continue. Because after all, we are starting to move construction material into South Shields, and we are starting to do it nice and quickly. We're moving it into Ashton. We're moving it into St. Blazeit, and it's, what, $22,000? So there's profits to be made, especially if that frequency comes down a little bit. And then there's also, you might forget about it, the tools production line that we want to set up down here as well. So there's plenty of work to do. There's a really good amount of work to do down here. And on top of that, it would be nice to... Well, it would be nice to make goods, wouldn't it? How do we make, how would we make goods down here? Was that something I was looking at? Did we have a goods production thing down this way? Because, what is Morton Hampstead? Okay, that was easier than I thought it would be. I was a little worried there that I was going to have some kind of medical emergency trying to pronounce that, but we're good. Yeah, so these guys want goods. These guys want food. These guys want tools. So tools, I think, is going to be the easiest one. And then that'll be everything being delivered to St. Blaze It. Which means we can probably go ahead and put some loops around that, and you as well. So that'll be nice. It would also be nice to set up some stagecoaches to go back and forth. But I think what I might do is I might have my first train line be down here. Because what we could do is also set up a food production line for Tenterden? Tenterden? All right, well, that's a good name. And we could actually have that food production go to Henley in Arden as well. And if we were to run it, so hear me out. If we were to run a train from Ashton to South Shields, so kind of up that way, then back down to St. Blaze It, over the water to Tenterden, then down to Henley, then over to Yateley, we could bring construction materials on a cargo train from anywhere, really. So probably Ashton. We'd probably bring them to Ashton, put them on the train. And then actually we could completely get rid of the road vehicles that go to Shields and to St. Blaze It, because what we could do is just have all of the cargo loaded on here. And then passengers can also get on and get off at each station, but we also deliver bricks to South Shields, then to St. Blaze It, and all the way over to Yateley. Right? So that's kind of a big deal. But what we can also do is have some food production going on. So food would get loaded onto the train in Tenterden, taken to Henley, and then also brought back potentially to go to South Shields, and that would be about it. There are a lot of places that want goods, though, so that's something I think we're gonna have to figure out too. But I think a good big train line down here would kind of work out. It'd be expensive, but I think it could be very profitable. I really do. I think it could be very, very profitable. I'm also noticing that we do have some livestock down here. So if we were to load those up, we could potentially bring them back to Shields, get them turned into meat, and then bring them to, I don't know where exactly, over this way somewhere, perhaps up to there, turned into food. I don't know. There's options. A train line down here I think would be incredible. Also, what's incredible? Money. We're making money. We're actually about to come up on $750,000, so I'm not complaining. What I am complaining about, though, is that I kind of planned on ending this episode about near 10 minutes ago. So I think we're going to leave it there for today. We've got some ideas. We've got some potential down here in the south. It's very exciting. I'm very excited about it, but there's still work to be done. We got to get tools to St. Blaze It, and we maybe still have to get some food to New Haven and some goods perhaps up to Sandy. It would actually be really nice to do something with Sandy, because it's the central town of all of this and it has nothing getting delivered to it. So that's maybe a thing we'll do as well. But we're going to find that out in the next episode, because that's going to do us for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.